seat taken?
Nobody's in the seat, then I ain't taking, son.
So this is, Sabacc?
Sabacc.
What is good? What is good? Welcome back to Sabacc the Block. I am here with Emma Fyffe in the house. What is up, Emma?
Hi. I am in an apartment, actually not a house, but it's like a house, only smaller.
You are in the dark corners of the underworld with Hades.
Totally. I literally was streaming Hades
There you go.
up until about 10 minutes before we went live. So you're not wrong.
There you go. Yeah, I like how dark your background is. It's incredible.
Well, listen, I just got a real camera.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm living that DSLM cam life now. I got myself a Sony A6000 and I've got that 4K cam link. So, you know, I'm looking sharp.
Fresh,
Emma,
sharp.
Yeah.
Emma, I must say, as a cinematographer, you do look absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
The lighting, the camera, all of it.
Thank you. I messed with my camera settings a fair amount to make sure that everything was looking good. I also have a very wide angle lens on it. It was pretty easy to figure out how to set it up. And I had been wanting to make this upgrade for a while. And then obviously I know that y'all know, and people in like my Twitch community know, and some people I'm sure in chat here know, I had this whole saga with my old apartment that ended in me getting a little money. So I decided it was time. It was time to make the upgrade.
It is time. A better time than ever, especially with this amazing COVID spike.
I know,
that's
right?
taking place.
Yeah, that's also my thing is I'm like, I might not be able to go anywhere. I might have to start doing my job from home soon. So
that's what I'm realizing. I'm just like, hey, you know what? This home thing is going to keep on going. Why not keep streaming at home? That's what we're going to do today, guys. Obviously, our main topic today is going to be all about The Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 2, Chapter 10. The Passenger is what it's called. So let's go right to the news.
Let's go.
I heard a story about you. I was wondering if it's true.
So this episode was called The Passenger. It came out last week during kind of a hectic week, Emma.
Kind of.
it kind of slipped my radar. I cannot lie. I did not see it right when it aired. This might be the first Mandalorian episode that I didn't see right when it aired since ever, considering that I usually see it right when it drops. Just because I'm that Star Wars nerd fan that I am. But because of the weird election stuff that was going on and all the news of like when it was going to crack and break as far as the announcement of what is going to happen, it kind of slipped my radar. So I saw this probably like a day or two later, which is why all my tweets were a day or two later. But I have a lot of thoughts on this episode, Emma. I am so curious to hear your thoughts. So I want to start with your overall thoughts on Chapter 10, The Passenger.
I mean, my overall thoughts are, what an accurate portrayal of a toddler. That was something that really stood out to me. What else did I enjoy? Because overall, I have to say, I really enjoyed this episode. A lot of that having to do with the fact that I like horror, I like Star Wars, I like horror in my Star Wars. And we definitely got that in this episode. I love Baby Yoda, and Baby Yoda, man, that little baby was up to no good this episode. And I loved it. I loved the naughty personality. It's so cute. And Frog Lady, my God, I loved her.
Frog Lady, living that frog life for real.
I love that she was just a frog. Like there was no fancy name for what her species was. She was just a frog.
I feel like there's a running theme throughout The Mandalorian, especially this episode, because Emma, and I was going to do this later, but I might as well do it now. We had our Sabacc reference
That's
or
true.
The Mandalorian when
I didn't
when we
even think about that.
and it was against a giant ant. So it's
Yep.
like it's not even like a species, it's just a giant ant.
Just an ant.
Playing Sabacc.
Yep.
But we had our Sabacc reference, which was incredible. Idiot's Array. Shout out to Idiot's Array. It's like the best hand you can get in Sabacc. Yeah, when you make a show called Sabacc the Black, you need to know how to play Sabacc.
For sure.
Which is what I did. And yeah, we got our Sabacc reference through a giant ant, and then we had a giant frog whose language I guess is actually called frog. Since the Mandalorian said I don't speak frog.
Yeah.
It was definitely a Favreau-y episode, even though it was directed by Peyton Reed. Speaking of ants.
Yeah, I know.
He's
I
like-
actually did. I loved that. I loved that it was the ant guy
Yep.
who we had seen in the background in a previous episode coming back around in this episode that is directed by the director of Ant-Man.
Yep. It all comes full circle.
Yeah.
Literally full circle with the
He just loves
MCU
bugs.
and
He
Jon
loves
Favreau. And then the giant ant from Ant-Man, Peyton Reed. It's
Yeah.
all there. It's all connected.
I also loved the return of the Richard Ayoade droid.
Yes. That's a great callback. Yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah.
So this episode starts out. I'm going to start out this episode. I told RB3 ahead of time with the bounty hunters coming after Baby Yoda in the very beginning with the whole rope-a-dope trip that they were trying to pull on Mandalorian, and us, at least me, being like, oh, he's not going to fall for that, right? He's going to do something cool where he gets he cuts the rope in midair or something like that. But nope, sure enough, he's still in imminent danger. Almost getting killed. What did you think of that scene? Because that scene was kind of stressful.
2020 has done enough.
Yeah.
Did we really have to have Baby Yoda with like a knife to his neck?
Yeah. Literally a knife to his throat is what we saw. I love that the Mandalorian in that scene really painted the picture for that guy. He's like,
Yes.
hey, I'm in fear for your life if you do this.
Yup.
Literally, I personally will make sure that I will make your life a living hell. So I'm offering you the chance to say, hey, I'll take it all back right now. I'll pretend I didn't see anything. I didn't see that knife to the throat to my kid. If you just pick whatever you want, we can call it even. I love that. It's like for all my Supernatural fans out there, he pulled a Dean Winchester when Dean Winchester literally said that to the hunters that were going after Sam. He's like, I will go after you. I will literally scour the galaxy.
Yeah, I think I think that scene though was super necessary for the rest of the episode, because like the way it set it up was you being in fear for Baby Yoda's life.
Yes.
And then Baby Yoda's proceeded to spend the rest of the episode behaving like an actual 2-year-old.
Yeah, and it's obviously I want to hear your thoughts when he said you can take whatever you want. So this is my thing. I thought he was going to take the Mandalorian armor from Boba Fett that we just got.
Oh yeah, because he just got the Boba Fett armor.
Almost kind of deleting his last quest as far as like, oh, after all that, he's going to lose the armor.
Yeah.
And then we're going to find Tamora Morrison wearing the armor like 5 episodes later. At least that's what I was like,
that is an interesting train of thought. Yeah.
So where he like escapes with the armor, and then 5 episodes later, we found out that Boba killed that guy, takes the armor, and is wearing the armor again. And that didn't happen, obviously.
That did not happen. He still has the armor.
He wanted the jetpack instead.
Yep.
Which was a fun little bit where he got a ride of his life.
Yep.
For threatening Baby Yoda, which is a fair price to pay if you
it's true.
if you feel that way, Emma.
It's true. Yep. If anything happens to Baby Yoda, we riot. So
yes, that's exactly it. Which I feel like he's safe.
I feel like do you know
pretty safe.
There's a Baby Yoda in many households in America now, mine included. So I feel like Baby Yoda's here to stay for a while.
Yeah, I don't think this is a Walking Dead or a Game of Thrones type or even Attack on Titan type where we're in fear of our precious favorite characters.
Yeah, though it was funny. I remember an interview with Robert Kirkman one time talking about a conversation he'd had with Norman Reedus, and Norman Reedus was like, "Are you gonna kill me off?" And he was like, "Do you know how many lunch boxes you're on?" You know,
yeah,
like your life is more safe depending on how many pieces of merchandise there are with your likeness.
Yes, that's what the show quickly discovered. Is like, wait a minute, killing them off was kind of cool, but we can make more money if they're alive.
Exactly right.
Which has always been something that's super funny to me. But obviously after that, we get the whole passenger trip when it comes to Frog Lady. We get the introduction to Frog Lady. And we head over on this adventure with the freaking giant spiders, Emma, and what that means and what that scene was. Obviously, we'll get to the Baby Yoda eating the babies in a bit. But first, the giant spiders. Obviously, a scene right out of essentially Alien.
Yes.
Literally copied Alien, where I was like, oh, okay, sure, he wants to do Alien. I mean, but that scene started off with Baby Yoda eating that spider, which was kind of even more disturbing.
Yes. Oh my God. It was such a good transition because obviously, like, so they were gathering up the eggs. Baby Yoda was trying to help. And by help, I mean, continue to eat the eggs, which he was doing throughout the episode. But number one, like Frog Lady getting in that like hot springs, it was an emotional journey that went from, oh man, I want to go there to, oh no, I do not want to go there when those spiders appeared.
What a moment, right? Where we crash land into this crazy cave and Frog Lady's like, you know what? This calls for a time to like take a nice dip into this nice sweet jacuzzi. I can let loose, take off my clothes. Like it was the most like bizarre thing I've ever seen. It was just so funny to me, the fact that Mando's fixing the ship and she's like, all right, you can fix the ship while I just take a dip. It was hysterical to me. It was so funny. Yeah.
She got dressed really fast too. I was really impressed.
Yeah, she did. I mean, that was a funny bit with her tongue just sticking out.
And grabbing her clothes. It was great.
It was a good old Toad reference for the 2000s X-Men movie. Or just Toad in general, if you're an X-Men fan. But it definitely a mood, Emma, to just take a dip and let your eggs hang out. Literally let your eggs hang out.
I mean, literally, she took her eggs out of the container they were in and let them have a bath.
But transitioning after that, we got the giant spider scene, which was pretty frightening because guess what, Emma? Are you afraid of spiders? A crippling fear of spiders. Like, no joke. This is a real thing where that scene in Harry Potter, I am Ron.
Oh, with Aragog?
Yes, I am Ron. I am Ron Weasley.
Wow.
I am terrified of spiders. I think giant spiders are like the epitome of like the scariest thing you can possibly imagine is a giant spider. Yeah. That is the scariest thing I can possibly imagine. And that is exactly what we got in this episode.
I love giant spider horror, like very, very specifically. So I was super into it. This is not the first time we've seen spiders in Star Wars. They were in an episode of Star Wars Rebels as well.
They're in Rebels,
So I'm not afraid of spiders. I actually shared the story on my stream earlier today of me overcoming my fear of spiders as a child. When I drowned a spider in my shower.
Wow.
Yeah, I stepped into the shower. I was like 8 or 9 years old probably, and there was a very large wood spider on the floor of the tub. And instead of getting my parents to come deal with it, I took the shower head down because we had one of the ones you could take down from the like hooks. And I took it down. I put it on the highest water pressure setting, and I drowned the spider. Wow. Washed it down the drain, and I haven't been afraid of spiders ever since.
Yeah, that spider got what was coming. Ever since then, you know you're better than spiders. Meanwhile, I see a spider and I talk to them. I make deals with them. I'm like, I literally did this like a couple days ago because I do laundry and there's a spider there usually waiting for me, just chilling.
Oh, it's your nemesis, your laundry nemesis.
And he's chilling, and I swear he's like, you're back, huh? And I'm like, hey man, I swear, I'm just doing laundry. Don't kill me.
You got to defeat the laundry boss to do laundry.
I legit speak to it, and I'm just like, yo man, I swear to you, bro, I won't touch you. I won't look at you. I won't try to kill you. Just don't kill me is all I'm asking. That's what I do when I see a spider, is try to barter with it.
Well, listen, I gotta say myself, I'm a little bit in between y'all. I'm not terribly scared of spiders, but it's definitely a scale. The bigger the spider, I'm not gonna.
Big spiders, bro. Big spiders. I saw one 2 months ago in Arizona. Obviously, I live in Arizona, but when I was back home in Arizona, I saw one that was huge, like a big old boy, just like flopping around. When he's so big that he flops, that's when you're like, I'm not gonna mess with that guy. Like that's when I need to call my brother or someone else, and I'm like, you get that homie. That homie's not for me. I'm not gonna kill that guy. But if I do try and kill it, I have to speak to it. Killing spiders.
You like coax it into a nice zen, and then you attack.
Yeah. I'm just like, hey homie, I swear I'm not gonna kill you. And then I'm like, come here, boy. And I'm just like beating the crap out of it, but I'm talking crap the whole time. I'm like literally talking trash. I'm like, you ain't crap. As I'm trying to kill it. But yes, that's my crippling fear of spiders came out in this episode with the Mandalorian literally taking down spider after spider. And I was like, hey man, I think this is it. I don't know about you, Emma, where I was like, I think they got you. I don't think there's an escape. This time. I mean, I really felt like, hey man, there's no way out of this. I have no idea how you're gonna get out of this.
You thought like, all right, episode 2, they're just gonna kill off the Mandalorian?
I thought someone was gonna rescue him, but I just didn't know who.
Yeah,
I didn't see him getting out by himself. I didn't see the Mandalorian pulling a cool crate dragon bomb in the chest and being like, psych bitches, and like pulling like a deuces in the camera, like, you know what I'm saying? Like he always does something cool where he like, I can do this on my own, but I was like, no, you can't.
I think that I was not terribly surprised by the Deus Ex Machina that happened. But
Republic.
But at the same time, I also don't mind. I also like thought there was a scenario wherein he could have gotten out by himself.
Yeah.
I was just like, I'm on board for this ride. I don't know where it's going, but I'm here for it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I was like, bro, you're done. It's spiders. It's the ultimate kryptonite of Mandalorians. Even though he literally grabbed one in midair and squeezed it. I don't know if you caught that, Emma, but that one especially stood out to me. When he literally kills one with his bare hands. I was like, all right, I see you. But before we get to the conclusion of the New Republic, I want to jump around. Let's jump back to the kind of the bit in the episode that has some fans a little split, Emma. And maybe it's just on my Twitter feed, but I saw a lot of split reactions when it comes to the Baby Yoda baby killer. I wanted to say that so bad.
Wait, are there people that
I wanted to title this episode Baby Yoda baby killer?
Yeah.
Question mark?
Amazing. Wait.
But I didn't do it because I know I was going to get crap.
So did you see people that were really upset that Baby Yoda was eating the eggs?
Yes. I didn't get upset, but even I was like, all right, Baby Yoda, calm down. This is Frog Lady's eggs. Come on now.
Yeah, but also, like, do you eat eggs in real life?
No, I know. They're unfertilized and all that. I get that, and jazz.
She has unfertilized eggs, so they're just like eating breakfast eggs.
I get it, but at the same time, I'm allowed to think it's a little weird.
Of course, no, totally, no, completely.
I got a lot of crap on Twitter. I tweeted about this episode quite a bit because I said, wasn't it hysterical when Baby Yoda almost committed genocide? And it was a joke, but at the same time, I was like, I honestly thought, Emma, and maybe it was just me watching the episode where when Baby Yoda was starting to eat him, I was like, oh, what if this episode is going to be really effing dark? Where
how Baby Yoda destroyed an entire species.
Yes, where Mandalorian is going to drop off Frog Lady, and she's going to be like, "Thank you so much, Mr. Mando," and then it pans to the empty bowl, and she goes, "Oh no, my babies are gone." It cuts to Baby Yoda, and it kind of did it at the very end, and then Baby Yoda's like winking at the camera. I ate all her babies. And I was like, that would be a little too dark for me.
It could have gone very dark.
I thought it was going that way. I was like, is he really going to eat all her children? This is awful.
I didn't think it was going to go that dark, but yeah. And I'm not saying that like Baby Yoda eating the eggs didn't give me pause, but I was also, but again, it was like, it is a, so it's like this illustration of the way the like brain develops. So at Baby Yoda's sort of equivalent human age, I would say, he's like at a stage where he can't really, he doesn't have empathy yet. Like your brain doesn't develop that till you're a little older. So he's entirely self-centered. So he only does what's going to benefit him. It doesn't mean he can't feel affection towards others and like be protective of Din Djarin and the Mandalorian and like understand helping, but like ultimately like at his core right now, he is a self-centered creature.
He is. Yeah, for sure. No, I just thought it was a bit where done a few times, which is what they did is it's whatever. It's funny. It's dark humor done to like the very end of the extreme would have been much, but obviously they didn't do that.
No,
I just thought they were gonna do it. And that's why I was like, I don't know if I'm cool with this.
That's funny.
This poor frog lady just wants to have her eggs and Baby Yoda's gonna eat them all. But that didn't happen. But apparently people were kind of split on that bit as far as
interesting. My only tweet about the episode was no baby, because I did yell that a lot, but that was me yelling at Baby Yoda to behave himself.
I get people coming after me, which again, it was a joke. I'm allowed to joke about the show.
You're allowed to joke.
That I like quite a bit, especially Star Wars, which I've said I've liked quite a bit. So I'm allowed to say it was kind of weird.
What I was seeing people more split about on this episode was the fact that it was very much a like filler episode.
Yes. Kind of like a side quest filler. Doesn't really go anywhere.
Totally. Yeah. That is what I saw a lot more sort of like split reactions on. With Baby Yoda, I saw more people being on sort of the same page of me as being like, oh my God, this child, but not feeling like, oh, this is going to get really dark and Baby Yoda's going to murder a species.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I do gotta say, if we're gonna get this sensitive about animal endangerment in the Star Wars universe, Peter got to protest the Jedi Fallen Order game, man, because Jesus, they kill so many animals. I feel like I eliminated like 100 species in that game. Kind of spiders, like all these big. Oh man, those some nasty.
Well, to be fair to you, RB3. Well, to counter you, I guess, Frog Lady is sentient, I guess. So she's an actual sentient species. So it's an actual species that was kind of for her. Here's my thing. I'll leave it at this because I think it's appropriate that I address it just because I saw enough of it where I was like, hey, we might as well talk about it since there's a kind of a little mini controversy around it. But there is a tweet that I pulled up here on my notes, and it says, Frog Lady was very adamant about the fact that her eggs were very important to her and that it was the last and only chance to have kids. So this was something that I bleeped out the rest, but there's some F-bombs, but that I really didn't effing appreciate. This was coming from a few fans that said that they didn't like necessarily the idea of the jokes coming at Frog Lady's expense.
Sure.
When it's a female character, a mother character kind of talking about how important her babies are and her babies being yum yum for Baby Yoda.
Yeah, and that is an extremely valid criticism.
Yeah, absolutely.
it did not personally affect me in that way.
Yeah.
I also am not really sure I want to have children. So, you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't feel that particular instinct, but I know lots of people that do, and that is really important to them. And so in that regards, yeah, it is potentially seen as a little insensitive. I don't think that was certainly the intent. But intent doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, it does matter from the point of view of like, they were not intentionally trying to upset these people, but even if you have good intentions, you can still offend people without meaning to. And so it's just like, at that stage, you just have to listen and accept and do better.
Yeah. And I feel like it's fair for people to express their thoughts and ideas around a show, especially a show that's so universally loved like The Mandalorian, because I feel like I love the show. I think it's insane. I think it's crazy. I mean, we have Dave Filoni being an X-Wing fighter pilot. I know. Like, it's insane. Like, the show's crazy. But at the same time, I'm allowed to say, hey, that was kind of weird. Or say, hey, I didn't like that. Or, hey, I like this and I don't like that necessarily. Or maybe it was filler. For some people that feel like it was a little too filler for them. I personally didn't mind the fillerness of it all.
I don't either. And I've had this conversation a number of times about this show, is that like, this is like an old Western serial. You know what I mean? It's like, it's the return of genre television. And it's not prestige television. It is not a Game of Thrones situation where it's all very serious and you have to watch every single week or you'll have no idea what's going on. Like, these are episodic sci-fi adventures.
Yeah, they're literally all kind of side quests with a central storyline going in. Like, barely in between it all. Which is fine. It's what Filoni and what Favreau wanted. I mean, they said it in the gallery as much. So we get plenty of that in season 1. And season 2 is following right in step with it. But at the same time, I do want to acknowledge that as someone who's a fan of the sequels, and someone who gets a lot of crap for being a fan of the sequels, I'm allowed to be like, hey, Baby Yoda, stop that. And people be like, how dare you say something bad about Baby Yoda? And I'm like,
no, guys, Baby Yoda was being a dick.
Yeah, I could say something bad about Baby Yoda. It's fine. I love Star Wars. Trust me. I'm not saying cancel The Mandalorian. I'm just joking around about how Baby Yoda was very naughty this episode.
He was very, very naughty this episode.
And that is definitely the case. I want to get to a comment we got, a super chat actually, from Star Wars Thrifting saying, hey guys, I think she's saying, I can't watch live. Just wanted to say hi. Love the episode so much. Frog Lady is Queen. Yeah, I keep seeing Frog Lady is Queen pop up quite a bit. I guess people are...
people loved Frog Lady.
Getting thirsty for Frog Lady.
I don't know they're getting thirsty for Frog Lady so much as
posting them
you
thirst
go,
traps.
Frog Lady. You go.
Okay.
You live your life. You take your hot tub in an ice cave. And you get those babies to your husband.
Instagram trapping with the hot tub pics. Frog Lady, she knows what's up. She's like, I got a husband waiting for me, but ain't nothing wrong with posting on the Insta, being chased by giant spiders.
I mean, everything is content.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Star Wars Thrifting. Chris Martini says, same Ace, talking about fear of spiders. I saw a few other people mentioning the whole Baby Yoda unfertilized eggs thing. I get it. I know they're unfertilized.
Yeah, no,
I'm
totally.
Also allowed to say that it was still kind of weird.
Yeah.
The Razor Crest got busted up. How did it even get out of the atmosphere? Don't know. Don't care. I'm glad that they just got out.
Really had a time. That ship has been through it.
Yeah, for sure. Let's move on to Green Silo.
All right.
If you'd only had this little green Psylop.
So the Green Psylop's all about the New Republic, Emma, which is kind of the theme of this episode, at least for today. We had our, second third New Republic reference. I think it's third New Republic reference in The Mandalorian so far, with obviously, I think his name is Trapper Wolf.
Oh, Dave Filoni pilot.
Yeah. And the return of the New Republic. What were your thoughts about seeing some X-Wings pop out? Obviously, we knew they were coming out, but still,
sure.
It was cool.
Yeah, it was. And I liked the dad from Kim's Convenience being the other pilot.
Yeah, I've never seen Kim's Convenience, but he was especially good.
Yeah.
I cannot lie. I have to be honest. Him next to Dave Filoni, they're like, let's give him all the lines.
Yeah. Listen, I love Filoni. I love him, but he's not an actor. But Paul Soon-Young Lee is, and he was great.
He was great. Like, he could actually act.
I mean, and he was the one that got the line to basically kind of be like, we're not going to report you. So good luck.
Yeah. His I don't know, maybe it was just because he was right next to Dave Filoni, but that last scene, when he got all the lines and he's like, hey, did you do this? Hey, these are trying times. Like, I actually bought him.
Yeah, totally.
An actual like New Republic X-Wing fighter pilot versus next to Dave Filoni, where I was like, ooh, just give this guy all the lines, bro. Cause he's nailing it. Like, he nailed kind of the vibe of like a New Republic X-Wing kind of guy, where he's like, hey, we're going to leave you with a warning, but we're not actually going to grab a winch and like strap your Razor Crest and get you out of here. Like, he's like, don't push your luck. Like, that attitude that he showed, where he's like, we're nice, but we're not that nice.
Yeah. I like, again, too, that, something the Mandalorian does a lot, mostly because we are dealing with sort of outliers, kind of outer rim, scum and villainy, bounty hunters, etc. I like that there's a lot of kind of shades of gray. And we're seeing that with the New Republic as well, in that like they're not so lawful good that when they come and rescue him and his ship is all banged up, that they're like, well, we have to turn you in now. Yeah, I mean, my sort of knowledge as far as like New Republic stuff goes is mostly from the book Bloodline, but that's quite a bit later than this story.
Is really early, yeah.
This is really early on. So, this is early sort of formation of the New Republic. And now at this point, we know for sure that the Razor Crest is on their radar, though they turned a blind eye this time. Probably going to come back around.
Yeah, which leads us to full Sabacc, RB3. So let's go full Sabacc.
Full Sabacc.
Full Sabacc is, will we see more of the New Republic? And if we do, Emma, are we going to see a little bit more of behind the scenes of the Republic? Maybe something that's not an X-Wing fighter pilot, maybe something that's the beginning of some sort of resistance or some sort of union, some sort of team up, anything like that. What do you think?
I mean, I do think that, yes, we will see the New Republic again. I think they will come back around at some point, but it'll be in a very similar manner to how they showed up again at the end of this episode. Like, I don't think we're going to really get into a lot of New Republic politics and how everything's forming and changing, because that's just not the theme of this show. Yeah. Maybe in a subsequent season, but where we are right now, that's not going to factor in too much. But I do believe that the seeds are being planted for this to come back around down the line. And to, but also, New Republic, that opens the possibility of maybe seeing like a Harrison Dula at some point, which I would not hate. So,
Well, I mean, that's the thing. That was my follow-up, Emma. What about the Ahsoka of it all?
Yeah.
If we have Ahsoka in the show, which is a pretty much confirmed, not quite confirmed, but almost confirmed.
Yeah.
Does that mean we will have like an Ahsoka connection to the New Republic, and maybe we can get it that way?
I don't think so. I feel like Ahsoka's just doing her own thing. And then obviously like Ahsoka is somebody that has a history with the Mandalorians. So I think it's more likely that we would see an Ahsoka doing her own thing, and that's our tie-in perhaps to get like Bo-Katan back into the story. So I don't know. We'll see. Again, I do think that we will see stuff with the New Republic again. More likely, I think what we're going to see is more of whatever Moff Gideon's got going on. So it's more like vestiges of the Empire and less directly affecting the story formation of the New Republic.
I know I'm going off topic, Emma, but it's a question that the more I think about it, the more I'm like, okay, this is what we got. And maybe just because the episode was mainly just, let's get Frog Lady from point A to point B, so I can kind of branch out a little more. What do you, okay, so we have the Cassian Andor series literally coming up. Obi-Wan also coming up.
Spoilers, Cassian Andor, he's not going to be
not going to make it, right?
Not going to be in The Mandalorian.
Also, we have a rumored adventure show starting a female Star Wars character, which has kind of been popping up. I don't know if you saw this, Emma, which is a rumor right now that the Disney Plus is looking at a female-led adventure type show, which sounds super, and I'm not the only one who said this, Afra to me.
Very Afra, yes.
Dr. Afra,
very Dr. Afra,
like,
yep.
Might as well make it Dr. Afra. And I would be all up for that. And that could be I'm trying to see, I'm seeing timeline wise, where can these shows intersect, right?
Right.
The Cassian show, the Obi-Wan show. The Mandalorian is a little too far out, I think, as far as timeline goes for characters popping up. But when it comes to Cassian and Obi-Wan, there might be some sort of
crossover.
A crossover there.
Yeah.
Maybe this new adventure show, you can have an Afra pop up and maybe in a Cassian show. Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe. Will we see these type of shows crossover? I guess is my question to you. When it comes to like a Cassian, an Obi-Wan, another spinoff, maybe an Ahsoka, a Hera maybe an Ahsoka pop up on the Cassian show, and she pops up in the Mandalorian.
I mean, this is the thing is I think that with doing the television series, in a lot of ways, they are doing themselves a favor, especially if they do continue sort of in the vein of The Mandalorian, where the episodes are pretty episodic. I mean, I don't know if you watched Hercules, The Legendary Journey and Xena Warrior Princess growing up, but I sure did. Xena was technically a spinoff of Hercules, and there was a lot of character crossover. Like the same actors obviously played the gods, like the Greek gods on both shows. Characters like Autolycus, the King of Thieves, like he would show up on both shows. So and they would do crossover episodes. Yeah. So I think that with Star Wars, especially with, again, like the Obi-Wan series and the Cassian Andor series, those are very likely taking place very much in the same timeline as one another. So I do think that there is absolutely the possibility for crossover, and that could be fun.
Let me throw a wrench, not a wrench, I don't know. Let me throw a cherry, in my opinion, a cherry on top.
All right.
What about a Solo as far as a Lando, Donald Glover Lando
series?
Donald Glover Lando series that takes place around
or
the
even
Cassian timeline.
Sure, but also you do have the possibility of bringing a Donald Glover in as Lando or an Ansel Elgort. You know what? Like they could come in.
Come in the Cassian show, you mean?
Yeah, they could show up.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I guess I see a lot of possibilities. Yeah, exactly. With a Lando, a Cassian, maybe an Afra.
Yeah.
That all kind of crossing over with each other when it comes to this time period. I mean, even an Memphis Nest, right? You can get the same actors from Solo, and you can call that your Solo spinoff. You could even get Alden Ehrenreich back.
Alden Ehrenreich. I said Ansel Elgort. I was like, no, that's not right. It's Alden Ehrenreich. But it's the same initials. They look kind of alike, but one is a horrible person and the other one's not. And the one who's not is the one who plays Han Solo.
Correct.
I was going to make that correction, Emma.
Thank you, RB3. I said it and I was like, that's not right. Yes. That's not right.
You did the right thing.
Honestly, I'm not as in tune with the Star Wars TV universe as y'all are, but this show of Dr. Afra and and Lando and all this that you're pitching. This sounds good. This sounds like heat to me.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about Disney Plus. They're starting to realize that if we can take all our adventure characters, RB3, Han Solo, Chewbacca, Lando, Cassian, all these type of like assassins, smugglers, rebel heroes, spies, we can put those on TV. This works as a serialized type show. And we can take our Force users, our super powerful mega Sith Lords, and put him on the big screen, which means that we can get more Lando, Enfys Nest, Cloud Riders.
I'd love Enfys Nest to come back.
Yeah, like a crime syndicate show. Like, what if we get like a crime syndicate show?
Yeah,
all about like
again,
Lando.
I think I realized that I like Solo more than a lot of people do. There's not, again, like I thought it was a fun movie. I did think that it winked at the camera too much. But I didn't hate like the crime organization aspect of it all. And it is kind of a bummer that we're not going to see any of that explored on screen anymore, at least in film. But I do think that there is the opportunity to explore something like that in television.
Yeah, that's my thing too, is like, I'm very biased being a fan of that movie and a fan of Enfys Nest, to be honest. I mean, she's literally right behind me, the Funko Pop Enfys Nest. I love that storyline. I love the idea of the crime syndicates. I love the idea of the inception of the rebellion, which again goes hand in hand with Rebels, goes hand in hand with Hera. You can include these characters inside these same types of stories. Enfys Nest and Hera. Yeah. Hera and Sabine and The Mandalorian. Like, it could all kind of span these Disney Plus shows where it's crossing timelines, but it still makes sense to feature them all. Alrighty, let's go. Let me see if there's any comments real quick.
Okay.
Sorry, that's a new Chewbacca soundbite, by the way.
No worries, man. Hey, as long as Chewie's here, that's all that matters.
I did have some other sound bites.
Oh.
There we go.
Nice. I love it, dude. Yeah. Do we have any super chats or Streamlabs?
We do have one Streamlab.
Oh, excellent.
Curbside Profit 13 donated $20.
Is it not playing out loud?
I don't know if it's because I have a baby coming in a few weeks.
If not, you could read it.
Yeah, I'll just read it. Was not the business. Made me sad long. Also, shout out to RB3 for always shouting out my crazy race.
I don't know if it's because I have a baby coming in a few weeks, but Baby Yoda with those and those eggs, whereas not the business, made me sad. LOL. Also, shout out to RB3 for always shouting out my crazy Mace theory. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm always down for that crazy Mace movie.
Yeah, I totally get it. A lot of people apparently didn't care for it. Again, I was like, this is kind of weird, but as long as he doesn't eat them all, I'm cool with it. If he walked away, I literally thought I was going to pull the Looney Tunes and be like, oh no, we lost it all.
Yeah.
That would have been pretty bad, but that didn't happen. Alrighty, let's move on to a quick game of Squad Up with Squad Leader Ace. You guys ready?
Yes.
I don't know if you got a chance to look at it, guys, but this one is an Empire-themed Squad Up. So let me start it out. You are an Imperial pilot leading an attack on a rebel cruiser that has been wreaking havoc on the Imperial starships around the galaxy. Your mission is to eliminate this cruiser with extreme prejudice. Lord Vader himself is overseeing the attack and making sure your team gets the job done. He even suggested that he was willing to personally bail you out if you appear to be on the verge of defeat. However, if you do choose to call upon him for assistance, he mentioned that he would be most displeased to get involved. So you have the option, number one, of getting Vader involved in an actual starfighter pilot takedown of a rebel cruiser. That's one. So that'll be my first question. But even if you do, this is what you need for the mission to succeed.
Okay.
You need a commanding officer to report to during the assault.
Mm-hmm.
An intimidating name for your flagship Star Destroyer, something that will strike fear in the hearts of your enemies. A bounty hunter to hunt down the rebels that are currently getting away on the escape pod.
Okay.
And finally, just for fun, your choice of your own personal blaster. Vader promised that if you completed the mission, your reward is that you could get any blaster you wanted. So Emma, first question I have to you is, are you calling upon Lord Vader himself to get into a fighter pilot, TIE fighter, and kick ass side by side with you, even though he might be a little grumpy with you about doing it?
I am going to go with, I'm totally calling on Vader to help. I want to succeed.
Yes.
And Vader is ruthless. I'm going for, listen, he'll get over how pissed off he is, all right?
Okay.
I'm calling Vader.
If that's the case, I want to ask the same to you, RB3. You calling Vader too?
I'm absolutely not. You know, the one thing I've learned on the job is never call the boss while you're in the middle of it, because if you mess up, they're gonna see it and they're gonna get mad at you. So I don't want to miss.
It might literally cost you your life.
Yeah. I don't want to miss the wrong shot or take the wrong turn or anything and end up getting choked out. So,
Okay. So here's everything else we need: an Imperial officer, commanding officer, a name for your Star Destroyer, something evil and intimidating.
Yeah.
And then what else did I say? A bounty hunter to track down any escaping rebels, and your choice of your personal blaster, just for fun.
All right. Well, listen, everything's going to be fine with me calling Vader, because you know who my commanding officer is going to be? Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Oh, yes. You took the number one pick right off the board. Literally went with the most OP of the OPs.
Exactly. You know what? And that's somebody who can go, he would call on Vader just to be like, we don't really need you.
Yeah. Literally.
But please come see that we're fine without you. And it would piss Vader off. And I liked the Thrawn book about Vader and Thrawn.
Yes. That's a great choice. RB3, do you have an Imperial officer?
Well, I'll just go with my man, Grand Admiral Tarkin. Or is that
Moff Tarkin.
Moff Tarkin. Yeah.
That's another great one.
Yeah. He got the job done. So
he's a confident guy.
Totally.
Guy.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Maybe just because I saw Empire. He's always trying. I mean, homie's trying. He's trying. I'm going with Piet. He's on the come up. He's always trying to impress Vader.
Okay.
So he's gonna try. There's no doubt. So now you need a name for your Star Destroyer, Emma.
Well, I mean, obviously, Thrawn has one. It's the Chimera, but I'm going to name it the Grim Reaper.
Ooh, that's a great name of a monster truck.
Death coming for you. I don't know. They probably don't actually. This is the thing, though. The fact that Thrawn's ship is named Chimera, they don't have Greek mythology in Star Wars, but the ship is called the Chimera. So there you go. Grim Reaper probably don't have that concept in Star Wars. I'm still going with it.
It's a great name. RB3?
Well, I mean, I always felt like they limited themselves. Why do they call them Star Destroyers or Planet Killers?
Yeah.
Why don't they step it up? So I'm going to call mine the Universe Stomper. Because it's going to go
Universe Stomper. Yes.
Because you got to promise at least more than one planet. More than one planet's a universe, I guess. I don't know if that's how the rules work, but that's how I go about it. So Universe Stomper.
Ooh, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling this intimidating evilness that's been going on. I got kind of a DBZ
let's
vibe
go.
going on in my back. I'm gonna call mine the God of Destruction. How about that?
Okay.
God of Destruction.
Okay. God of Destruction. Yeah. Destroyer of universes.
Yeah.
I'm feeling this vibe.
I got that.
Okay.
So now you have to pick a bounty hunter to kill the rebels that are escaping right now on the escape pod.
All right. Rebels that are escaping on the escape pod. Okay.
Bounty hunter to track him down.
You know what? I'm going good old fashioned Boba Fett.
Yeah. Yep. Slave One.
Yeah,
Slave
that's
One
the thing. Slave One's a dope ship.
Dope.
I like Boba Fett as a bounty hunter character during this sort of time period. So I'm going Boba Fett.
It works perfectly. RB3.
Oh man, this is you took my option right off the board. Is the Mandalorian a bounty hunter? No.
I don't know if he'd be around.
He's a bounty.
Right
He's
now,
definitely a bounty hunter.
Yeah. Oh, he wouldn't be around though. You're right. Okay.
He might be around.
He'd be young, but you know.
Yeah, it might be a
He'd still be chilling.
baby bounty hunter. So I'll go with that. I'll go baby bounty hunter. Why not?
There you go. A young Din. That's a great choice. I don't know who should I pick. How about my boy Zuckus? Give my boy Zuckus some respect.
Okay.
You never know what he's up to. You know, he just might pull out the W. I'm gonna give it to Zuckus. And with that, your final pick, Emma. You have completed your mission. Vader said you can have any blaster you want.
Right.
He's giving it to you. Anything you want. Any blaster.
Listen, I am going to take not one, but two as an homage to certain characters, several of whom actually across the course of Star Wars history have fought with dual Westar 35 blaster pistols, which of course are the Mandalorian blaster pistols like Sabine uses and like Pre Vizsla uses. Yeah, they're dope.
I love Westars. I love the Westar 34, but the Westar 35s are even cooler.
Yeah, they're pretty sick.
So cool. RB3?
Well, I'm gonna go with since Emma got the Boba Fett, I'm gonna take his blaster. Why not? I just got because I got the sound effect here. I like the sound effect too. It's a great blaster sound. And also, listen, he don't miss. So his blaster got to be good.
It's the EE3 carbon rifle. Is Boba's blaster.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. See, Star Wars champion right there.
So when he was little, he did fight with Westar 34s.
Oh yeah, true.
See? Okay.
Ever since Django twirled that Westar 34, it's always been one of my favorite blasters. I swear. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be the TIE fighter pilot, Imperial guy that has a bowcaster.
A bowcaster is sick though.
I'm rolling up with like a bowcaster strapped up to my chest, like straight up, like what's up? I got a bowcaster from Vader. Literally the most extravagant, crazy thing that an Imperial could have. So that would be my choice. To finish up, Emma, your choices are for a commanding officer. First of all, you have Vader at your side. Second of all, your commanding officer.
It's Grand Admiral Thrawn. Yes.
Your bounty hunter
is Boba Fett.
The name of your Star Destroyer.
It is the Grim Reaper.
Nice. And your blaster?
Westar 35.
RB3, what you got?
Well, so I'm not calling on Vader for help, but I am gonna call on Grand Moff Tarkin to be my commanding officer. My Star Destroyer name, I did say Universe Stomper, and maybe that didn't make a lot of sense.
I like it.
I'm gonna tune it down a little bit. Galaxy Stomper.
Okay. Galaxy Stomper. Okay.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Bounty Hunter, gotta go with my man, Baby Mando, and Blaster, Boba Fett's.
There you go. For me, guys, I got my boy Piet. I have the God of Destruction as my flagship Star Destroyer. My bounty hunter is my boy Zuckus. Shout out to Zuckus. And finally, my choice of my blaster, I'm going to be the Imperial guy that rolls up with a bowcaster because that's just how I roll. It is so much fun to be playing this with you guys. This was a lot of fun today. Any final comments or Streamlabs, RB3?
Bradley Burnett donated $50. I sold
as
my house associated.
Oh man, they're not playing for you guys for some reason.
Oh
no! Here, let me stop it real quick. But yeah, so this one came in from Bradley Berkeley. Let me see. Let me make sure my sound is on. I sold my house, so sharing a little. Thank you.
Oh, thanks, Bradley.
I think so. Let me see. I still think, oh my gosh, this would be a great one to have them read. I still think Ahsoka and Bo-Katan will show up in flashbacks only. Agree or disagree for the record? When do you think they will appear this season? Bad baby, frogs are friends, not food.
Yeah.
Frogs are friends, not food.
Baby.
Sorry, I have a cat.
No worries. Emma, this isn't the first time I heard this. I heard this just today, that what if all this Bo-Katan and Ahsoka stuff is actually just flashbacks? What would you think of that?
I mean, I feel like if they appear in flashbacks, then maybe they have to show up in the actual story at some... Okay, my thing about Bo-Katan appearing in the show for real, is the Darksaber of it all.
Yes.
Now, only seeing Ahsoka in flashbacks, I think that's very plausible.
Yeah, I feel like the Darksaber is like the elephant in the room, where it's almost like you can't have that Darksaber without a little sprinkle of Bo-Katan, a little sprinkle of Sabine, in my opinion.
Well, because it's like Bo-Katan was the last one to have the Darksaber.
Yes. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
So unless she's dead, then sure, of course she's only going to appear in flashbacks, but...
You know what I heard too? What if we get flashbacks to like the Clone Wars or something? What if it's like Ewan McGregor, Obi-Wan doing something?
I will die. I will.
Right? They might as well take advantage.
Lose my freaking mind. I love Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan so much. I can't wait for the Obi-Wan series.
Me too.
I would die.
Yeah, I think it would be hysterical if they do that. It'd be amazing, honestly.
Bradley Burnett donated $50.
there it goes.
I sold my house, so sharing a little. I still think Ashoka and Bo-Katan will show up in flashbacks only. Agree or disagree for the record? When do you think they appear this season? Bad baby. Frogs?
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah,
no, it's all good. Hey, it worked. Also, as far as when do I think that they will appear this season? Probably towards the end of the season.
I see like 7?
6 or 7.
6 or 7?
Yeah.
Is about when, I don't think the very end, but I feel like maybe right before.
Totally.
Penultimate episode kind of thing.
That's how I feel too.
For sure. Everyone that joined us today, thank you so much. Everyone in the
thank
chat,
you, everyone.
You guys are awesome. Again, frogs are friends, not foes, not food.
Not food. Yep.
But if you have to dabble a little bit, put a little tapatio in the little eggs.
Yeah, someone suggested Tabasco in chat earlier, and I was like,
breakfast burrito.
I do like hot sauce on my eggs.
Breakfast burritos are God's gift to man.
They are like the greatest invention ever.
Yeah. That's what Baby Yoda was sensing. He's like, man, it'd be a nice breakfast burrito.
That's what this whole thing is about. It's just Baby Yoda's quest to invent the breakfast burrito in Star Wars.
There you go. Yeah, the frog breakfast burrito. Either way, guys, thank you so much for watching. We really do appreciate you. Emma, I really do appreciate you. Where can everyone find you?
You can find me all over the internet at my name, Emma Fyffe, wherever Emma Fyffes are sold. Emma Fyffe, that's me. I am on a show called The Download on Venn on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays at 4:00 p.m. Pacific time until 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. It's a nice long show. Tomorrow we are going to be playing some Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And what else are we doing on the show tomorrow? Who knows? We're talking all the gaming and pop culture news. Also, I'm pretty sure they're letting me do a segment on the Queen's Gambit, with which I am obsessed. So yeah, be sure to check that out. You can watch Venn all over the place. YouTube, Venn.tv, Twitch.tv/watchvenn. It's also available on Samsung TVs, Roku TVs. We have our own channel on there, and yeah, we got distribution all over the place. So be sure to check it out, and also follow me on Twitch, Twitch.tv/Emma Fyffe.
There you go. Yeah, go ahead and watch Venn, guys. Support Emma. Watch The Download. A lot of fun. Great stuff that's going on over there. Obviously, I'm at Squad Leader Ace. RB3, where can everyone find you?
Find me Twitter, Instagram at Director RB3. Join us for First Cut Live this Thursday. We're talking about a lot of things. We'll be debuting some really fun stuff. Kate Hughesby's joining. We're going to talk about Timestamp a little bit. And yeah, it's going to be a really, really fun time. Also, And also, if you want to support this show and support all the shows on First Cut, remember to donate and contribute. firstcut.live. Top link in the description down below. It really helps us keep everything going. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys, for Sabacc the Block, remember, if you're gonna play the game, play it fair and square, baby. Fair and square. Peace.
So this is
Fair and square, baby. Fair and square.